Hey, Andrea, I'm so thankful for your time. I'm glad you could sit with me and we could discuss a few things because I wanted to get your opinion on something. I wanted to know, are you a member of Essential Rewards? And if so, why? And then maybe, like, if you're okay with sharing, what are a few things that you get on Essential Rewards?
Sure. So yeah, I've been a Young Living member for a little over 3 years now. And I joined Essential Rewards a couple months after I got my starter kit. My mom actually gifted me my starter kit for as like a wedding present because my husband and I were getting married a couple months after that, and she was like, "I think you need these for helping with you with sleep." And there's a whole other backstory to that and why I was hesitant, but I ended up trying some of the oils in the kit and fell in love with them, and really saw the value of being able to budget in a more predictable way, I guess you could say, because I'm very much of a budget nerd. And
Mm-hmm.
so I like being
Good.
able to know, like, yeah, I like being able to know, like, okay, how much money do I have set aside for X, Y, or Z? And if I want to be able to do that in a consistent way, then it's so much easier for me to plan because I'm a planner. So that's kind of how I decided to join Essential Rewards.
That's awesome. See, me and you are alike in that manner. Like, I
Yeah.
like to budget. I want to be in control of my money. I want to know, like, okay, at the end of the day, how much can I spend? What do I want to spend it on? So I'm totally
Yep.
into the whole budget thing. I think that's such a great way to do it. And your point on having to use your budget for essential words is perfect because it is so predictable because you can pinpoint
Mhm.
exactly what you want to spend and then figure out what you want and all that stuff. And then you
Right.
can make a list, so if you didn't get everything you wanted this month, then you just can continue making your list and then continue getting
Yeah.
whatever you needed. So I love that. Me and you have that in common.
Well,
um,
and I like how I if I didn't get everything I wanted and I like say I ran out of something and I needed it earlier, I can save up the points and just put in an order and get free things. Like if I didn't get everything that I needed this month, but I ran out of something, then I can use the points to spend on whatever that was, and then I can just get it free. So it worked out really well.
yes, some of the big things I've saved up from with my essential oils, like the raindrop therapy kit, you get a
Oh
ton
wow.
of pills in that. And I
Uh-huh.
saved up my points and I got it for free, absolutely nothing. I have a member that saves up her points until they get 4 free bottles of Ningxia Red. It's
Nice.
like, oh, it's so awesome.
Love
Um,
that.
what kind of things do you purchase on Essential Wars, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, well, it's kind of changed over the years because I've been doing it for 2.5 to 3 years now. At first, it was a lot more oils and things that I was using at the time. You know, I was trying different oils, and then I ended up having a lot of different things I was working on with my health and my wellness. So I started really focusing on sleep, but then I kind of moved into because I had a lot of jaw issues. So I had a lot of TMJ issues, and
Mhm.
so I started researching and learning and kind of discovering more about some of Young Living supplements. And so then I started to kind of shift in that direction. So at the beginning, I started, buying things like some of the oils that I'd heard about that weren't in the starter kit, that I heard a lot of good things about. But now and I also had a lot of like low immune system issues because I'm a teacher. So I am around all the little people, like
Mhm.
hundreds of them because I teach music. So I would have over 100 through my classroom at a time. So it was just like a lot of little kids, right? And so my immune system was low and I was getting sick all the time. So in the middle of there, I was trying some of their supplements like Inner Defense and Immune Yeah, so I'm actually stocking up on those this month because school's going to be starting really soon. And so I was like, yep, I need to get going on that routine again, which I definitely stopped during this whole being home all the time season. So going to start that again. But generally now I end up buying mostly Ningxia Red and what do I typically order? I guess my husband started taking MindWise. He's been really working on efficiency and his productivity at work, and being able to make sure he has good percentages of like productivity and how well he's working, right? And so he decided to try MindWise and really liked that. So he just got that this past month too. So yeah, we're mostly buying supplements, and then we end up getting a lot of free oils from the Essential Rewards because we're buying, whatever the things that we need. So then people are like, "Oh wow, you got all those oils? You bought those?" I'm like, "No, those were the free things." And then these things we bought because we need them. And so sulfurzyme is the other thing that's huge that I buy very regularly. I
Silverzyme is
don't,
fantastic for hair and nails.
yeah. Well,
I
and
put
it's
a lot of
really
my
good for
cream on.
joints.
Oh,
It's
and
very good for, yes, that's
okay.
my main thing that I take for my jaw, actually. But then I also use a lot of Deep Relief, Panaway, and Valor.
Ooh,
So
yes.
those are, yeah, so we end up stocking up on those things a lot. And then my husband has IBS, and we've really been able to help manage his body so much better using a couple different things from Young Living, and we changed his diet a little bit too.
So it's all
Um,
part of a protocol that you use.
yeah, we
Change
kind of have
your diet.
developed it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's awesome. I'm like relating to a lot of what you're saying because in the beginning, when I first joined Young Living, it was like nothing but oils. And
Uh-huh.
I totally didn't even realize, I didn't even look into my virtual office that Young Living has so much more than just oils. And
Cool.
so for a first like year or two, it was just like nothing but oils, oils. I'm like, I don't need any more oils. Now I'm
Yeah.
the opposite. Now I'm like, huh, I'm running low on my oils and I'm the oil lady.
Yeah.
So
Well,
the
that's
free
something that I
oils
do.
are so awesome that I can
Yeah.
start restocking my stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we do buy a few oils. My husband, he doesn't like Digize as much. His stomach doesn't seem to respond well to Digize, but his stomach loves fennel and ginger topically. So he puts like 3 or 4 drops on there per night topically. And he used to wake up in the middle of the night hungry all the time and have to go eat. Otherwise, he would have issues like his stomach wasn't happy and he was hungry. And yeah, it was just really frustrating because he wasn't sleeping well. And now he can sleep 8 hours without any issues. He doesn't wake up. His stomach is fine. It's like, I don't know, it's really cool. So, anyway, we do buy a lot of fennel and a lot of ginger
Oh,
because
that's good.
he goes through 3 or 4 drops a day, but he's figured out his own system. He's like, yeah, I do 3 days of fennel and then a night of ginger and then 3 of fennel. He's like, okay, whatever works best for your body, you do that.
Right? That's what
So,
I tell people about essential oils. I'm like, what I might recommend that I think will work for you may not be what your body loves. And it's just like
yeah,
anything else. Like, if you go to the doctor and they prescribe a certain medication, and then you're like, no, doc, this is really not acting well with my body. So we're like, okay, let's get you another one. It's all about body chemistry. And
it
so
is.
if you try one oil and it just doesn't give you what you're looking for, try something else because everybody's body chemistry is completely different. So
Yep.
don't let that hang up on you. So be out there and try more things.
Yeah, and that was really great because he had tried Digize from our kit and realized, that wasn't really working for him. And he does like peppermint sometimes too. But generally, fennel and ginger are his things. It's like, okay, well,
Peppermint.
we'll just keep putting those in our essential rewards
Oh
order.
yeah, for sure. Peppermint was my go-to lifesaver for my pregnancies. Just opening
Oh,
the bottle and smelling it did a world of good for me. I'm like,
that's
oh,
awesome.
I wish I knew it with my daughter, but at least I knew I had the knowledge with my son. So those oils stayed pretty close by me, especially
Nice.
during my pregnancies. And now, as part of a protocol, I work with women um, that are trying to conceive because I know the protocol I used helped me get pregnant twice in 30 days, and that was a big moment for me because it would be very
Mm,
difficult for me to get pregnant. So people, who are trying to look for things to help improve their bodies and get healthy, this is the way to totally go. What I love about Essential Rewards is every time I go shopping with Young Living, I'm getting that like 25% back, and it adds up really quick, don't
it
you think?
does. Yeah, like every couple months I look at my points. I'm like, wow, I could go get a bunch of more Ninja Red because people tell me like, oh, that Ninja Red that you drink every day, that seems so expensive. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess you could think about it that way. I mean, if we were buying all of it, like we do buy some of it, and we usually get the Essential Rewards Ninja Red box because there's a specific box of,
That's a good idea.
yeah, it's so much cheaper. And then
So
you
much
get,
cheaper.
I think you get 4 bottles of Ningxia Red plus a box of packets. And we don't use the packets that often, but when we do use them, we like take them on trips and stuff.
Mhm.
So it's like really so much easier to travel when we want to keep taking it. And then also we live in Minnesota and it's very cold here in the winter, and you aren't supposed to like ship the bottles really
Right.
because there's issues with that. So we try to save more of the packets or bottles too. I mean, we try and stock up in the summer when we can buy the bottles, because they're just a cheaper price per ounce. But yeah, we'll often get the bottles or just anything on with our points too. And then it's like, yeah, well, we just got all that for free. That's like 6 or 8 weeks worth of Ningxia Red. So there's that.
I mean, the Ningxia Red, if you go into my YouTube channel and you can search me by AZ Lady with the Z at the end, AZ Lady Z, I do several videos. So anyone who's watching this wants to know, what the heck is this Ningxia Red? Is it like this karate thing that they do? No, it's amazing superfood drink that helps
Super
total
juice.
body wellness. And it is like the #1 selling product within Young Living. I'm not joking.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah,
I
it's the
didn't know
number
that.
one
That's, I
selling
mean, it
product.
makes sense.
It does make sense. I feel better on it myself. My energy level improves. I've had weight loss with it. Just my eye health is improved with it. Just
Mhm.
overall, I feel better on it. And then I just remember during like the winter months, we were well during the winter months, and I attribute a lot of it to the Ningxia Red
Yeah.
because we weren't like everyone else on my Facebook feed who was like, I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick. And I'm like, I'm getting all this nutrition and my body's just using it to like combat all the bad stuff that's coming at me. So
Yeah.
I love the body because when you put good stuff in, you allow your body to do what it does best, and that's to heal itself. Don't you agree?
Yeah, totally. And actually, this is kind of funny that you mentioned that. But this spring, when we were out doing normal life, and then March hit, and we had to suddenly be sent home. I like got out of routine, and I do really well with routines. So like I can remember to take, Ningxia Red, or if I'm adding a supplement like a Mu Pro for sleep slash immune system stuff, right? I do really well with routines, but my routine was thrown off because I was teaching from home. And so I forgot my Ningxia Red like 3 days in a row or something like that. And my seasonal allergies were way worse all of a sudden. And I was like, that's kind of weird. I don't really remember having as much issues the last year or two that I used to have because of the different things I've been doing. And so I was like, that's weird. I wonder why that's happening. Like, maybe it's just that everything's blooming or something. And then I remembered that I forgot my Ningxia Red, so I took it the next day, and the seasonal allergies weren't bothering me that day. And I was like, what? Like, that's so cool. Like, the Ningxia Red apparently was helping a lot more than I thought it was with
Yeah.
my seasonal allergies, but I didn't realize it till I like forgot and stopped taking it. So that's
It's
something kind of cool.
it's worth every penny. So
It is.
when people have to think, when they're talking about wellness in their body and the dollar amounts start cha-ching, 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 what is cheaper? In the front, doing things to help with the wellness routine so that your body stays well as it ages, or don't do very much and then just cross your fingers and hope you don't have a lot of doctor bills. Because I don't know about you, but when I go see the doctor, it's like a lot more money than my Ningxia Red.
Yeah. Well,
So
and
I'd rather do that and stay healthy and feel good than have those doctor visits that are like cha-ching, cha-ching, man.
you don't have to be old to have issues.
Right,
Like,
that's true. No,
I mean,
you don't.
I'm only 26 and I was in chronic pain for 6 years because of various issues, and it's no fun. Like, you don't know, you never know what day or what thing is going to suddenly happen, and suddenly you're stuck with all sorts of issues or whatever, like we just don't know when everybody's body's different
There's
and
so
everybody's body responds differently to both good things and bad things.
mhm.
So like I'm super sensitive to everything that's not good for your body. So like I have more issues than maybe some people think they, do, but it kind of adds up eventually. And so you just never know. Even in your 20s or 30s, you could randomly start having issues
No,
that you
it's totally true. I have family members that like that are like you and constantly live in pain and doing their best to get diet under control and doing things that anything that they can possibly have control over to help with their health. That's what
Yep,
they're doing. And I applaud them for them because some days are hard. Some
they
days are
are.
really hard. But a lot of people who maybe aren't dealing with the hard things in life, they like don't really think about it and then it
Right.
creeps up on you and
Then it suddenly hits you.
yeah, it suddenly
Yeah.
hits you. So it's really good to stay in the now and start working on your health now,
Yeah.
because the saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So I
Hmm.
totally think that's
Yeah.
that's my motto. That's one of the mottos.
Totally. Well, and I've been pain free for 2 years now. After it was quite a journey to figure out, okay, what's going to work best for me, and how can I support my body in the ways that it's designed to work and to work in wellness, rather than be stuck in struggle or various issues. So it's definitely doable, and I'm so grateful that I found the path to do more of that.
Oh, I'm glad too, because living pain free, what a difference. I mean,
Huge difference.
huge difference. And I'm so grateful that you found your way. And if people want to contact you to learn more about what your struggles with, I'm sure they can find you
Yeah.
uh, on on social media with your
Yep.
name. So that would be great because you guys could have a one-on-one conversation. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Essential Awards. It sounds like you are too. And the cool thing is
Yep.
when we're recording this, they are about to launch free shipping. So on top of the cash back, you're not going to pay for shipping, and you get free products. So this is how.
Woohoo.
Would you be so kind to kind of give us the overview, a general overview about Essential Awards and how it works and what you get and all the things?
Sure. Well, it's basically like a customizable wellness box every month, essentially, because you can order minimum of 50 PV, which in the U.S. is kind of equal to dollars most of the time. And you start by earning 10% back on each dollar that you or PV that you spend. But then eventually you get to 20% and then 25%. So you're getting 25% back of what you spent in free points to then get free products later. So that's pretty awesome. But even more than that, they also give you different free products depending on how much you choose to spend. So if you spend 100 PV, there's usually there's free shipping coming up, which is pretty awesome. And then at like 190 PV, there's usually a free item or two depending on the month. And then I know at 250, there's always a free item or two. It really depends on the month. They are doing some cool things and changing things up lately. And then sometimes they even do like a 300 PV level, I know. And one time I saw a 400
Me
PV
too.
level.
There's
One
been a
time.
couple 400. I'm like, whoa, that's pretty
I
cool.
know. Not that I necessarily would spend that much, but it's really cool that it's available, and that would be a month where I would definitely stock up on Ninja Red if it was in the summer, so
Oh,
that we
heck
have
yeah.
a lot, in the winter when it's cold here and we can't ship the bottles. Well, we can ship the bottles. We just have to pay more in shipping to get them here so they don't
Right.
freeze. But
Yeah, because that'll just explode. The cold will just
yeah.
shatter the bottles. So on top of my what I purchased, and I love that it comes to the door, so it saves me so much
Yes.
trouble. Like I don't know if you're a mom, but I'm a mom of two, and I have loved society right now as far as like the ease on certain things that my mom didn't have. So I
Yeah.
can at the grocery store, I can go and order my food online and then go pick it up and they bring it to the car. I'm not having to take my kids around the stores anymore. Oh, that was such a long trip. Stop. Don't fight with your sister. Get out. All that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's what I love about Essential Awards, because it's like Amazon Prime. It comes to my house. Unlike Amazon, unlike Target, I get 25% back and I'm getting free oil every single time I order. And
Well,
now
and
free shipping.
yeah, and well, we don't even go to Target usually anymore because we have other grocery stores that are just food. And so we don't even go because we get things like toothpaste and laundry soap and everything. Like we get all that stuff from Young Living too. So it's been like, oh, I don't even have to make that extra stop at all. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So would you recommend Essential Awards for people?
Totally. Yeah. Been doing
I
it
do too. I
for
agree. I think that's a way to go. If you're going to be on this health journey, just get on Essential Oils, get a reward, focus on like your health issues, and then get to all the stuff and get rewarded for doing it. Hey, Andrea, I need to have you back on, okay? Because I want to talk about something else about like more cool things about Young Living. So can I have you back on and we'll talk about more really cool things that people need to know about Young Living?
sure. I'm up for that.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Andrea, for your time. I really appreciate it. And guys, get back onto my YouTube channel. If you're not on my YouTube channel, or if you're on my YouTube channel, make sure you hit the bell and subscribe so you always know when new videos are being uploaded. And in the description below is is a way for you to connect with us online in some of our groups. So go ahead and check out the description above or below this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. All right, well, I'll see you in just like get back on the channel and we're going to see more of Andrea coming up.